Thank you, Ellis Tran, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Stephanie. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Happy Tuesday.
Yes. Happy Tuesday. Short week,
All
thankfully.
right. Yes, a short week. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah. My daughter turned 2 on Saturday, so I had a nice party for her. She stayed up till midnight for the first time in her lise, and
Whoa.
she could have kept going. She was having fun.
She was hyped up on the sugar, I'm sure. All
Sugar
the
and just the good
excitement.
people around. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so Ellis, you were so kind to join me to talk about Padsplit.
Yes.
And I think I remember hearing at the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association monthly meeting that you just got a promotion.
I did. Yeah. From account executive to senior account executive. So that's
Woo!
huge. Yeah, it's been a lot of work establishing the market in Arizona, but very fulfilling too. Meeting investors like yourself and helping them grow their money through real estate and co-living.
Yes,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. It's been a journey, really fun so far.
Yes. So you started with Padsplit. Well, I met you, I think it was like January or February of last year at one of the ASRIA monthly meetings. Is that when you started with Padsplit?
Yeah, I started with them a couple of months prior, December 2022.
Okay.
So it's been about a year and a half now. But yeah, the Arizona market officially launched in January of 23 of last year. So you met me when I was very green. Probably was stumbling over my words and didn't
Oh
really
no,
know
you were
what
great.
it was. Thank you. But yeah, it's been a process, and so far we have close to 90 properties online,
Woo!
620 bedrooms, 80-ish percent occupancy across the board. The
Nice.
earlier hosts that have gotten started with us, they're starting to scale their portfolios pretty aggressively. I
Yes.
know you're looking for second or third Padsplit as well, looking for partners. So yeah,
Yes.
hopefully we can get you some people.
I know. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, we're talking about pad splits and occupancy and rooms and all of that. For those who are new to real estate,
Yes.
what is pad split?
Yes. In a nutshell, Padsplit is a tech company. We are like Airbnb, but instead of short-term rentals, we do rent by room. Uh,
Okay.
Another word for that is co-living. That's the asset class. So in our model, we recommend that the investor converts their common areas into additional bedrooms.
Okay.
Um, and that works because I've met several private rent by room operators that do the same thing, but they've left the common areas intact. They say it's wasted space. They don't use it, and they're going to have to furnish it. That opens up the door for potential damage to the furniture and having to
Yep.
replace it. So why not turn it into an income producing space? So a typical, I don't know, a 3-2-4-2 starter around 2,000 square feet. After renovating the common areas into additional bedrooms, it can probably accommodate 7 to 8 bedrooms. And in Arizona, we're getting about 9-10 per month per room for a non-master. So
Yeah.
9 times 8 non-master bedrooms, you're grossing 7,300 a month. And it's one of the few rental strategies that works right now because long term is dead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, and that's really a big part of why I pivoted to pad split because any property I was looking at, it just was not cash flowing
It
for
was expensive.
long-term rental.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You really have to get in on properties that have those rates at the 2 or 3%
Yes.
mortgage interest, right? That then okay, and you don't have a high entry fee probably, right? So all of these things feed into how is that going to cash flow as a long-term rental, the
Yeah.
area,
Mm-hmm.
there's all the factors, right? But
Yeah.
with pad split, so pad split, it is the co-living rent by room, and you're really maximizing the space. For me, for example, the property that we got, we could have actually added more bedrooms technically,
Yeah.
right? There was enough space in that living room, dining room area where we probably could have gotten 2 or 3 bedrooms out of that. But I really like the idea of having that dining room space and some workspace
Sure.
available to still make it feel like a home, right? And so we didn't close off the whole open space area. We
Hmm.
closed off a big portion of the living room. And then the garage, okay, that's another option that I don't think new real estate investors would think of. And you have to really be mindful of where you're at, though. Like in Arizona, that garage better be insulated, and you need to make sure you have good ductwork and all that. Or if that's not the case, then maybe you make that the common area for the hangout spot, but not bedrooms. In our case, it was already turned into a huge bedroom with a fireplace and electrical and all of that. So we just split that up into 2 rooms, and that's how we were able to get our 9.4.
It's right. You have a 9.4 and still space for a common area, which is
Very
awesome.
spacious. Yeah, we still have the dining area. We've got some workspace there. So yeah, very, very spacious.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. For the common areas, if you do decide to leave it, do it like the way you did, just dining and workspace. Don't do a couch, a TV.
Ooh.
You don't really want people to spend too much time in the common areas to where they can maybe play the TV too loud or invite guests over to. That's a conflict area potentially. So
Yeah.
definitely, dining and then working space. I like that.
Yes, yes. We want to reduce conflict.
Yes. Reduce conflict, you'll have happier members. If you have
Yes.
happier members, they're going to stay longer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned the cash flow. So you said on average about 9-10 a month for those non-primary rooms.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And this is just in Arizona,
Yes.
right? So you could see 7,200 a month gross rents out of a single family home. That's huge, right? Because long-term rental rates are maybe 2,000 something. And depending on what your mortgage is that you have on that, what the rate is, you could have a $2,000 or $3,000 mortgage
Yeah.
per month. So yeah, long-term rental doesn't work, but Padsplit clearly works. You are getting, I remember hearing you say from the very beginning, multi-family returns on single family homes, right?
Yes. That's a tagline that definitely resonates with investors. It really
Yes.
is that because you're running an operation very similar to a multifamily. If one member out of the 8, for example, doesn't pay, you're hedged against that with seven other paying members.
Yes.
If there's one bad actor, the other 7 will report it to you and to us immediately for us to have a handle on it.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Padsplit is it's also a lower barrier to entry into getting into this multifamily-like investment model. We have some hosts, one of our biggest hosts right now, the King Desties. They have, they have 8 properties online at about 60 bedrooms, and I believe they actually launched one recently. But
Yes.
prior to that, they were at 100% occupancy. So they're running
Nice.
a very successful multifamily operation through single-family properties with Padsplit.
Yeah. And if it's who I'm thinking, they've actually been converting their short-term rentals over to Padsplit.
Yeah, that's how they got started with us. So they were underwater on 3 of them. They were sitting, and they were nice properties. They put a lot of money into the renovations, hot tub, nice mural art in the backyard.
Yeah.
But they converted them. They were probably 3.2s into 6 2.5s on Padsplit. They all got filled within a week or less. So they got the proof of concept. And then after that, they understood the power of this model. So they're kind of trying to raise funds to get more investors on board. And they're kind of getting properties set up, managing them. And so far it's working. Yes.
So whether you've already got properties or you're just starting out, it makes sense, right? This could be something for a newbie, new to real estate. They want the cash flow. They want to be able to hold properties. And, to speak to that multifamily part of it, I know I had been looking at duplexes, triplexes, and if everyone that I saw that was 1970s build or later, they were going for 8 something,
Wow.
right? 8 something, 9 something. If it was had any kind of renovation to it, and it was 1970s or newer in the Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, Maricopa County area, a duplex, triplex, they're going for so much more than a single family home. And then you're only talking about 1 or 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartments.
Exactly right.
Like, can you add another room to that, like in the living room? Maybe so, maybe not, because there's not a lot of square footage there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point. Every time I get asked whether or not small multifamily works, it does if you have that property already, probably, and you have a low monthly payment on it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's a quadplex with 1-1s, you could maybe add, like you said, convert the living area into another bedroom in each of the units. At the end, it's going to be an 8-4 with 4 kitchens, and the price to buy that property is going to be sky high versus getting a $450,000 single family property around 2,000 square feet and still having that same 8-bedroom count.
Yes. That was the biggest thing for me. I've had agents keep sending me multifamilies, the small multifamilies, which is, that would be great, but that's not my strategy. I really don't want to spend 8 something to get what I can get out of a single family home. Exactly. So how would somebody get started from scratch? They don't already have properties that they can convert over.
Sure.
They're starting from scratch. They don't know anything about Padsplit. How does one get started?
Yeah, firstly, shoot me an email, ellis@padsplit.com. I should have put it in my name that I used here. But yeah, shoot me an email. I'll connect you with realtors, wholesalers, and maybe even investors who are looking to sell their turnkey pad splits. That's kind of how you got started yourself. But we have a vendor network, and in that vendor network, it includes realtors, wholesalers. Once we get past that stage of identifying a property and my evaluating it, we connect you with general contractors as well. They know how to build according to our spec. If you decide to use your own GC, no problem. We'll share with you our renovation guides for you to share with them, so they build to our spec. And then after that, there's a furnishing phase, onboarding listing phase. Once we go live, we will do all the marketing on your behalf to find everybody to move in. So we'll do background checks, income checks. Once they're approved, we'll send all their agreements out, their move-in instructions out through our software. When they live in the property itself, we'll do weekly collections or bi-weekly, depending on how frequently they want to pay. And the last thing we'll help with is escalated member-to-member issues. So that leaves the ground floor, boots on the ground efforts with the coordination of the cleaning, maintenance, landscaping, and room turnovers to be done by the host or another property manager that they may hire.
Yes. All right. That's it in a nutshell. And you know what I loved about the onboarding process was Padsplit has these checklists that are super easy to follow. You have it by room, by the space. This is what you need to do to make sure that this property is ready to go live. Yes. So it takes all of the guesswork out, right? You just go on the website, you've got it all there. You just follow the checklist.
Yeah, that's our intent. We've designed it to make it easy for investors to get on board through the acquisition phase, renovation phase, furnishing phase. And then once, prior to going live, you can work with us to actually get accurate pricing in terms of all the live Padsplits that are already operating.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of data, so you'll know, how to price your properties. And you can also get a decent idea of how long it would take to fill the rooms up because we track all this data as well.
That's a good point. So you mentioned that some people were able to get the rooms filled within, a week or whatever. What is the average time for somebody to get their rooms filled?
Yeah, right now we're seeing 32.6 days.
Okay.
And these are for Padsplits that have reached that 100% occupancy.
Okay.
So some properties, I think the host maybe are trying to get top dollar, so they're not budging on pricing. And as a result, that data is not included in that 32.6 day figure, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I would say for the host, definitely be nimble with pricing. Go on our website, check what's available in Phoenix currently, because you are up against competition, other hosts essentially.
Ooh,
So I mean,
that's
it's a marketplace that we've created. So position yourself correctly, and be nimble with pricing, and throwing on the promotions that you mentioned earlier.
yeah.
It's better to have a room filled at 190 per week versus having it sitting for 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Right, right. No, that's a very good point. I think what was super helpful was checking out the website where you have there on the map all the properties by zip code, right? So I wasn't familiar with that before. I would have bought this property no matter what anyway. It
Mm,
was such a great property. But I think going forward, being more strategic as far as what zip codes already have properties that are coming online and what's that occupancy rate look like.
okay.
So you can be a little bit more strategic in, okay, I'm only going to look in these areas for these properties because I don't want to have as much competition, and I can maybe charge a little bit more or get them online a little bit faster. So,
Right.
no,
Yeah, it
that's
can go
super
both
helpful.
ways. Having buying a property already in a zip code that already has Padsplit operating, or
Yeah.
vice versa. I always point to Atlanta's growth. We started there in 2018 as a company, 6,300 bedrooms now, and if you look on a heat map, it looks like almost every neighborhood has several Padsplits. So it can go both ways.
Yeah.
But getting started, yeah, I mean, it just depends how you want to play it. It could help to be in a zip code that already has Padsplits, or if you kind of want to separate
Yeah.
yourself, be the early adopter in that zip code.
Right. Well, and it could even be like, just on the outskirt, right? Like you don't necessarily have to totally avoid an area.
Yeah.
Because to your point, I mean, okay, so let me back up. So where is Pad Split targeting then? Like it's not everywhere right now. I know it's growing. What areas is Padsplit going so that people who are considering it know that this is a possibility for them?
In Arizona specifically, or nationwide?
Let's say Arizona to start. Yeah.
Metro Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Metro Phoenix area. Um, Out of the 600 or so bedrooms across our portfolio, we do
Mhm.
have 300 or so that are considered mature. That means they've been online for 90 days or more. For
Okay.
mature pad splits, there's a 90% occupancy. So,
Awesome.
and
Okay.
they're spread out across the entire metro area from Peoria all the way to East Mesa. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, anywhere you set up a pad split so far, we're seeing good results.
Nice, nice. Well, I know we're getting close to time. Um, how do people get a hold of you? You got your email that you shared earlier. What is that one more time?
Yeah, Ellis, my name right there, ELLIS at padsplit.com. I
Okay.
also have a Facebook group that's growing. It's
Ooh,
called
yeah.
Padsplit Phoenix. A lot of good host knowledge sharing there, deal sharing. I have my event schedule for the rest of the year set up there as well. I throw a couple of in-person events monthly. Great way for you to meet current hosts, prospective hosts like yourself if you're interested and you're watching.
Yes.
But the community so far, I've been really happy with. Everybody's very collaborative. Everybody's willing to help each other. And we're still, again, very early in terms of this whole co-living trend that's happening. So it's exciting to be here.
Now is the time.
It
Get in
is.
on the ground floor.
I'm trying to get one up myself very soon.
Yeah, see, right there. There you go. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking a few moments to share Pad Split and how to get started and your contact info. I'll share that in the little description for this video as well. Let's continue to get the word out because
Yeah,
this is solving a huge problem, right?
it is.
Affordable housing,
It
we
is.
need it. It's not going to go away anytime
Yeah.
soon. Never.
Yeah. If you need a feel good investment, this is it. You have real estate, you're providing affordable housing, you're helping people that really need it. Yeah, thank you for having me. Let's do it again in a couple of months, and I'll give you some
Ooh.
market stats.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.